Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today we've got the Baylor versus TCU pregame show. TCU is currently opening up at a 2.5 favorite on the road in Waco. Before we jump into it, y'all do us a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're sitting at 80 subscribers and we have a $25 gift card when we reach 100. Logan,
Sir,
what do you think, man? What's your initial thoughts on this?
I think honestly, I think I'm a little bit too confident in this.
Yeah, you are. If you're confident at all, you're too confident.
It's weird to say,
Y'all
but
ain't winning this game.
hear me out. Right?
No,
What What do you think? What do you think happened? What was said to TCU before last year's game?
I don't know what.
Like that was their first game with the interim coach. That was right whenever Gary got fired. It was right before us. I
Okay,
mean, it was in
we
Fort
should.
Worth. To to me, this whole series, rivalry series, anyways,
Mm.
it's like the home team usually wins. Like this is
Yeah,
Baylor's biggest rival. Like it's not we're not usually one of the people that's like, oh yeah, Texas, screw them. We're just like we just want to beat TCU. That's how I feel, anyways. All the Baylor fans that I know is just all right. Yeah, screw TCU. That's the only team we care about beating. Now TCU is number 4 in the nation, 10-0, coming into Waco. They're only a 2.5 point favorite. But ESPN's FPI is predicting us to have a 48.8% chance of winning this game. Why?
I
Why?
mean
Like
that makes
this.
sense. About the 2.5 point favorite. I mean, y'all aren't out of it,
Why
but
is there a 2.5 point favorite? If they're 10
because
and
they're
0,
favorite
we're 6 and
because
4.
at home. I mean, you got to think home field advantage is usually about 3 points.
Not
So the
in
fact
Waco,
that
it's not.
well, I mean, not like you guys showing last. It's usually about a field goal is the home field advantage. Now, some teams like Penn State whiteout game, might be more. But really, what this means is on a neutral field, they're about a 5.5 point favorite, and if it was at home, they're about 8.5 point favorites. Um,
Which is really what I expected them to be. Is more like an 8.5,
yeah, I
even with
would
it being in Waco.
I would have expected it to be. I will say TCU's offense last week. Well, I mean, there was a different. There was partially TCU's offense last week wasn't great, and Texas's defense was kicking tail. I think Baylor can win. I'm not. I wouldn't say this is anywhere near a game that I would say y'all aren't capable of winning. But also looking at the way y'all played the last 2 weeks, really, like yeah, 2 weeks ago y'all beat Oklahoma, but even then Blake Shapen didn't have a really good game. Uh, and
I
I
just
think
noticed
Max
that.
Duggan, yeah, Max Duggan is just playing too good. Keandre Miller's playing great. Um, Quentin Johnston didn't have much last week. He did get a touchdown last week, but it was kind of like really was just a blown coverage by Texas. We had so our starting corner, number one corner, was also out last week, and Terrence Brooks, true freshman, he got out there, got confused, and so Quentin Johnston was able to get by him for a 31-yard touchdown. But we held him to 3 catches and 66 yards. Um, if y'all are able to maintain him and keep Duggan in the pocket, I mean, y'all can win. I just don't know as if I don't know, man. I mean, rushing yards allowed, y'all's defenses are super similar.
Dude,
Y'all,
our defenses are just stupid similar. Like we
yeah,
give up the same amount of points per game. I mean, the yards is less than 20 yards of difference.
yeah.
Like
And they're scoring 40 and don't let that 40.5 per game for their offense fool you because last week it was like 44 or 45 points. They scored 17 points last week, so it kind of dropped that average. It was I believe last week they were the number 3 scoring offense in the country. And that's
yeah,
why I'm saying Texas's defense like killed it to hold them to 17.
y'all's
Um,
defense has been able to step up to big games like that though.
If
in
only we
my
could step
opinion.
up to every other game.
Yep.
Um, yeah, man, I think it's going to be a tough game for y'all. Richard Reese can't have a down week like Bijan did.
Just hand him the ball. He had 12 carries last week. No, nine. Nine carries.
Bijan had 12. That's what you're
It
thinking. We
was
talked about that at
something.
work.
It was something
Yeah,
stupid, dude.
Richard
We
Reese
ran the
had
ball
9.
23 times. Blake Shapen had 7 carries. Why?
Yeah,
He can't. He
yeah.
could not throw last week to save his life. Speaking of quarterbacks, real quick, Kyron Jones is going to have to be ready to come into this game. Not because Blake Shapen is going to play bad, but because TCU's defense is pretty well known to hurting the quarterback. Quinn Ewers is probably the only quarterback that made it out of the season without getting hurt against TCU.
By TCU.
Exactly. Like
Yeah,
it.
and they sacked us. Like we didn't get out of that game without a sack.
You're telling me they didn't grab his ankle and snap it?
I don't know if that's what they
I
were.
know a lot of high school teams that do that.
They
But
sacked us twice. Horton, and Mitchell got a sack, and I think Dylan Horton is like their main, might be one of their main guys.
I don't know. I'm more worried about their offense and our offense, not because of their defense. I'm just worried about our offense shooting ourselves in the foot. Like Blake Shapen, he's accurate for the most part. It's just he's thrown 8 picks.
Yeah,
Like it's now the first one last week was a too high of a throw, and Josh Cameron, true freshman Josh Cameron, couldn't jump up in time to grab it. It hit his hands, and it was one of those deflected things. But it's still frustrating to see because that was the opening drive. We were marching down the field. It's one of those momentum killers. Because like right after that, it's like all the momentum went straight to K State, straight to it, and they didn't let go of it. Like they just took off and ran with it. And we decided to cover every single person on the field except for Deuce Vaughn. Why?
that's, yeah, that's not really a winning formula.
Even with Will Howard, like they said that they game planned that game against Adrian Martinez, which that corner blitz might have worked for Adrian Martinez, but he's so athletic, he would have just been able to step up and still connect the throw to Deuce Vaughn. And then he got hurt because they ran the same quarterback sneak 2 times in a row. And then,
Yeah,
why did we not change the game plan whenever Will Howard came in? Why did we not have a whole separate game plan against him? It makes no sense.
yeah. Will Howard actually has a really good arm.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy
he's
good.
accurate with the ball. So I don't know where, I don't know uh, what y'all are thinking. But Max Duggan is too. You know, Duggan, he's number 2 in the Big 12 right now for passing yards. The only person above him is Hunter Deckers. Actually, I didn't know he was number 1 for passing yards.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
Blake Shapen's number 5. So y'all are throwing the
Not the
ball well,
worst.
and
Not the worst.
the problem is Duggan is number 1 or number 2 in passing yards. Keandre Miller is number 2 in rushing yards. Quentin Johnson is number 3 in receiving yards. Um,
Yep. Their offense
D
is crazy
Winners
explosive.
D Winners is number 3 in sacks. They've got 2 guys at tied for number 2 with in interceptions with because he has 3 interceptions. So like this is a full team. Like they've got players on all categories at or near the top
Yep.
of the Big 12. So
I'd
and
be su-
Baylor,
I wouldn't be surprised to see TCU come out with all black uniforms just to be like, hey, here's your blackout, huh?
that'd be cold too.
Oh, what is
Say it, but it'd be
their blackouts against our whiteouts?
cold. I don't know, man. I
I feel like they would do
personally,
that just to
I
make fun of us from last week. I wouldn't be surprised.
honestly, honestly, y'all putting together a blackout and then scoring 3 points, you deserve it. So
That wasn't even on our. That was our fan base doing that, and our fans showed up last week. They actually
yeah,
showed up, showed out. Our team just sucked. Our play calling sucked.
yeah.
What are we doing? Offensively and defensively, sucked. Uh, mm,
Well, I will say my prediction for this game. I'm not gonna do the score. I do think TCU comes away with this. and I think they cover that 2.5 point spread rather easily. I would probably take this all the way up to, um, probably all the way up to
12.
no, maybe like I guess 9.5. I'd probably still take TCU. I might take TCU by 10. But I think Baylor is a respectable team. I don't think this will be a game where y'all lose by more than 2 possessions. Um,
I sure hope not. That'd be kind of embarrassing to have 2 weeks like that in a row. Who are we? Oklahoma? I didn't even realize that was the shirt you were
yeah,
wearing.
I didn't realize it until just now. Yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
I'm seeing this game as we could win this game in a close game, like how TCU beat us last year, or we could get mollywopped in at home again.
yeah,
And
just
I
let
don't
your offense score more than 3 points, please.
just let our
We could.
offense play offense. At this point, dude, what? How much does it hurt to play Kyron Jones? Just see what he can do.
No, just stop, Logan. Stop.
Just see what he can do.
Seatbelt. Logan, Blake Shapen is better than Kyron Jones. I
We
get
don't
what
know.
you're
We haven't
saying.
seen Kyron Jones
We have seen Kyron. And here's the
against
thing.
who?
All right. He came in early in the season in a game that y'all were winning by a lot. Listen, Kyron
We haven't
Jones,
won
didn't he
by a
come
lot
in like
since
throw a pick on
Calvin.
his first play in the game or something like that?
I don't think so.
Listen, Logan,
Maybe.
you know what you sound like right now? You sound like all the Texas fans who are like, "Yep, Arch Manning starting game 1 next year." You can't take one young quarterback and just replace him with another young quarterback and expect them to come out and be Trevor Lawrence as a freshman. Like,
I'm not
yes,
even saying that. Like,
there
I'm
are
not
some
saying just like
quarterbacks,
sit him all next year. I just want to see what he can do. To be honest,
right?
like,
But
what are we gonna lose this season? What are we gonna
you're
lose?
going to lose really important experience for Blake Shapen. Blake Shapen needs to play this whole season. You know, Colt McCoy in his second year, maybe it was his third year. I think it was his second year because his freshman year he had like a pretty good showing, and people were like, "Hey, this guy's going to be pretty good." I want to say in Colt McCoy's second year he threw like 17 interceptions.
Wow.
Colt McCoy, that guy,
Like the
he didn't
Browns
win a
legend
natty.
Colt McCoy.
The Browns, shut up. He didn't win a natty, but hey, Colt McCoy won a game for the Cardinals last week. Okay, my boy's still in the NFL and winning, catching straight dubs. Uh, but the point is, he's a young quarterback. A lot of fans, myself included, I thought Quinn Ewers needed to be pulled last week, and Hudson Card come
That's
in
what
to
I was
finish.
saying last week about Kyron. Like, just put Kyron in for the fourth quarter.
See, and that's different. Like I'm fine, pull Quinn, put in Card to come try to win the game. But as far as the season goes, Quinn is my guy. Blake is my guy. Blake, yeah, my guy. I'm rooting for Blake, rooting for the Bears. Um, and he needs this experience. It's okay. I He's
He
got to
just
have it.
sucks.
Like look at the quarterbacks right now. Let me go back to it. Look at the quarterbacks right now in the Big 12. Um, let's see standings.
Well, thinking on it, like I don't think it's really Blake's fault. I think it's more our play call. It has been trash.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, we've got Hunter Deckers, who's a sophomore. Okay, so he's a little bit of an outlier. We've got Max Duggan, senior. Spencer Sanders, honestly, is he like a seventh year senior by now?
that's what I'm thinking.
Dylan Gabriel, he's a junior, so he's an upperclassman. Blake Shapen's a sophomore,
Red shirt
uh,
sophomore.
redshirt sophomore. Uh, JT Daniels for West Virginia, he's a junior. Quinn Ewers is a redshirt freshman. Donovan Smith is a sophomore. So the top guys, other than Hunter Deckers, are senior, junior, and then redshirt sophomore. Um, and so you just there is, and like Spencer Sanders, dude, think about how much garbage we were giving him all off season. Like, there's no way he puts it all together. He's been bad, and he hasn't been amazing. His completion percentage is garbage, but
Yeah, it's complete
he's
garbage.
leading the team to wins. I mean, he's been bad the last couple weeks, but to be fair, he was also hurt. Like Gunner
I think Gunner
Gundy,
started last week.
he did start last week because Spencer Sanders is hurt. He came in and
And
won the
Sanders
game.
came in and won the game. Yep.
But when you look at like quarterback rating, Max Duggan is at a 172. That's pretty elite. Like for reference, Jalen Daniels is at a 172. Um,
Jeez.
Blake Shapen's at 140. Quinn Ewers is at 130. Dylan Gabriel's at 150. Like so, I don't know, man. Don't give up on him. I think Blake is still a guy. I think he was. I think he's. You look at Gary Bohannon in USF, garbage, benched,
He ain't got no targets.
garbage.
It's fine.
And that's another thing, though. Y'all lost Tyquan Thornton from last year. Like y'all really don't have a target. Redshirting Armani Winfield. Hopefully next year
And a
y'all
lot,
got
and 6'4" Elijah Bean, and that
exactly.
Kyan Roberts Day. That's a tight end slash running back slash
Exactly.
defensive
So
line minutes.
he needs another year. Next year you're gonna have targets. I I think you're bailing on him a little quickly. But you got anything else to add on this?
I do not. Not that I want to get into too much.
Well, if y'all made it this far, we really do appreciate y'all. Make sure you check us out on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, especially TikTok. We're
Sir.
almost at 300. We've got a giveaway on TikTok at 1,000, and we've got a
Yo.
giveaway here on YouTube at 100. So go check us out at Lone Star _CFB. Appreciate y'all rocking with us.